well, so today I'm going to replace the grill cloth on this Fender Frontman 212R. And I can tell you this one is Velcroed on. You can turn your amp around, look in the back to see if you see any kind of hardware or places where it's bolted on. Sometimes the whole assembly that the speakers are bolted to has to come out, but that's not the case with this one. So what I did, it's Velcroed on. It's really tight though. Now I've already had it off one time, but I just basically, this hole right here, I just took and split it over to the edge where I could get a really good grip here. And it just peels off. But trust me, initially it was a heck of a lot harder to do than what I just did. Anyway, I don't have enough room on my guitar workbench, so I think what I'm going to do is set up a table out here, and then we'll get started. Okay, so here's what we're going to need to do this. We're going to need a screwdriver just to take the little Fender logo off. I took an older flathead screwdriver that I had, and I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of filed the tip a little bit because what we're going to have to do is pry a bunch of staples up. So I just kind of sharpened the tip of a flathead screwdriver, a pair of pliers, and then your stapler with 1/4-inch staples in it. This is the grill cloth I got, and I got it from a place called partsexpress.com. I'll put a link in the description. But that's the stuff I'm using, and that was the cost of it. This is a 36 by 36 piece of fabric. So we're going to come over here. This is going to be the easy part. Let's take these two screws out. Come on. And that should just come right off there. And then hopefully I'm going to try to use those same two screw holes. Well, that one's got an extra hole there. Anyway, I'm going to try to reuse those screw holes once I get the new cloth on. But now this is going to be the fun part. This is basically, there's a little bit of adhesive that's holding this on, but it's mainly just all these staples. There's the Velcro. And so anyway, we're going to get to prying that up and pulling them off with the, that's what the pliers are for too. Anyway, let me get this set up and get started. Okay, so here we go. Basically just start taking these staples out. Start with the Velcro. Now I'm doing this in real time here, so probably speed up this part of the video because I got a feeling this is going to take a little while. Okay, so I'm down to the last two staples, and I'm probably a slow learner, but I think I have figured out a little bit of a technique. If you come down at a pretty straight angle, it's pretty easy to get underneath there. That's why I kind of sharpen the tip on the screwdriver. 1 and 2. That is the last two, as far as I can tell. I will say, this adhesive plays a lot bigger part in holding this stuff down than I thought it did. But there we go. So we got the old off, and now we're going to figure out what the next step is. All right, so here we are back in the shop. Got this painted. It looks good now. The reason I wanted to paint this is because you are going to be able to see some of it through the covering that we put over it. So I wanted it to be nice and black. The back part does not matter at all. So also when I went to the hardware store to get the paint, I also came across this stuff here. It's a super glue tape. It's like a two-way tape, and I'm thinking it's going to work out perfect for replacing that adhesive that was on there. I don't think I'm going to put it on the edges, but because the edges are thinner and I would have to cut it. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's going to be the perfect width to do this here. So let's, oh, so I did have to get some scissors. All right, back in business here. So I went ahead and I cut a piece that is big enough to do this project, and I still have quite a bit left. So I mean, you could, depending on the size of the amplifiers, you could do several, especially several smaller amps with this stuff. Anyway, one thing that I had to figure out. So let's get stuff to it. So there's a pattern in this. It's got the black lines that run across this way, or depending, you know, if you put it on the face like that. Well, that's what I had to figure out. I started looking at it like that, and it's like, yeah, that definitely does not look right. So I took the old piece, and you can see the lines run this way. So that's what we're going to do with this piece. It needs to go on like this. Now, this is the back of the amp. It's not going to, but you know what I'm saying here. Okay, so I probably should have made like a blooper video of that little ordeal trying to get this this backing off. I'm telling you, if I'd have made that video and left all the profanity in it, it would have been quite entertaining for those of you that like that kind of thing. Anyway, here we go. We're going to take this off. I've gotten it started because we're not going to go through that again. Okay, so I've just lined this top edge up with this black line. I'm just going to start right here in the middle. Like I said, you gotta start somewhere. I don't always plan things out the best, but anyway. All right, and you know what? I can already tell you, I'm going to get a little hammer to kind of tap that in. But so now I can't see the front side, so I'm going to have to use the line on the back end here to go by. Okay, so that's what we got there. So I guess geez, and you gotta keep it straight on this side too. Oh. Okay, well, here we go. Okay. Well, let's see what we got. Looks pretty good. Corners a little funky looking, but they're going to be jammed in the. I think once I get it in the amp, it should be pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the floor and tap all those staples in that we just put in, and then go from there. Okay, so I got all that tapped down, and here's what we got. Actually, it looks pretty good to me. Like I said, the corners, I may have to, once I put it in the amp, I may have to kind of stuff some of this in. I don't know, we're going to see. So the last thing I'm going to do before I install it on the amp is put the Fender logo back on. And especially since I repainted this thing, there is no chance in finding the screw holes in there. So just gonna, basically what I'm gonna do is just follow the angle that's on the piece of wood there. Again, I mean, it's not rocket science here, or whatever you want to say. And I'm just redoing this amp. It's not like a restoration project on a really valuable amp or anything like that. So we're just going to pick a spot and screw it in. And yes, I'm not even piloting the hole. Okay. That's one, and we'll go up a little bit. Looks good to me. Okay, so that's what we got, and let's go put it on the amp and see how it looks. All right, I was very tempted to go ahead and put it on the amp first, but I'm gonna take you with me on this journey here. So put this in, and I'm telling you, that Velcro is like super sticky stuff. Yeah, see, got some hanging out there, but we're going to find a remedy for that. All right, well, not too shabby. I think it looks pretty good. Let's see if I can tilt it back a little bit. Here, let's see if we can get it better. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, so I think overall it came out pretty well. Right over here, you see a little bit hanging out, so I'm going to get something and just tuck that in. That corner actually looks pretty good. And oh man, the bottom looks good too. So really, I think it's just that one little straggling piece right there. So that's what we ended up with. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That is the finished product, and I guess that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Well, that sucked.